Back in the Lab, episode 17 of the coolest, newest, fucking awesome new podcast for you guys. What's it called, guys?
Brotivation, baby.
That's it.
Thank you all for tuning in right now.
What is your profession?
Isaac, take it away, man. We're gonna have a bit of a quick episode here.
Oh, fuck.
Hello?
Wait, what?
What are you doing over there, man?
What the fuck happened, bro?
Damn, I was watching that shit earlier, I
Hey,
think.
you got the wrong app up, dude. What's going on?
Never mind.
If you know, you know.
Liar!
So, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a quick episode here, guys. We were putting together a lot of great ideas for you guys, actually, tonight. But we still want to get some content out there for tonight. So we got a bit of a, not really a speed-through episode here, but we got a few talking points that we want to chime on just to get out there and to have you guys give us some feedback on, okay?
Right, but also we've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We got
Which is what I was saying, yeah.
we got some good series for the shorts coming up soon, and
Keep them in suspense, brother.
no, I'm not gonna say nothing though about it.
Oh,
but-
yeah.
So you seen the past shorts that are up there, but you ain't gonna be ready for what's coming up next.
No, you're not.
I'm not gonna tell you.
No
Don't
way.
worry, I'm not gonna tell you. But the last shorts were doing pretty damn good. But there's gonna be some even cooler stuff happening in the future. So stay
Man.
tuned.
Check out the Facebook page. There's a new cover photo up. It looks pretty fucking cool. I'm not going to lie.
For sure.
To any extent, Isaac, take it away. What do we
Dude.
got tonight, man?
So first topic. This is one we were gonna talk about last week, but we didn't have enough time for it. But
Those.
I want to talk about the difference between vegan versus carnivore versus omnivore. For human beings, for the majority, most in today's society, most people are omnivores. Omnivore is a human being that eats plants and meat, right? A carnivore, which is myself, I eat anything that comes from an animal. It could be meats, some dairy that doesn't have carbs. That's a huge one that people confuse. Like cheese, there's no carbs. Preferably no processed cheese, like But sour cream is okay. Yogurt is not okay because it's got carbs. Because milk is not okay because it has carbs.
You basically need protein and fat.
And fats, yeah.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And the only carbs you're getting is from electrolytes. Electrolytes have carbs. But electrolytes is important because our ancestors, they drank mineral water that came from the river, right? And rivers had salt in it. But what do humans do in today's society? They drink purified water, which does not have that. So that's why people be like, oh, wow, why do you need electrolytes? Oh, like, is your diet not what it is? No, because am I drinking from a river? Am I putting my mouth down drinking from a river? No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
shouldn't be doing
I'm
that.
not doing my. I'm not. But they were able to
That's
do
kind
that.
of gross.
But they were able to do that, and they did that
fucked
just
it
like
up.
animals do today. Because they evolved from that, and they evolved, and we evolved away from that, and that's the difference, and that's why people get confused.
Yeah, so humans can eat almost anything to survive, basically. We have
Right.
Our bodies,
They're built to adapt.
us as a species, humans, Homo sapiens, we...
Yeah, not the end of those.
Yeah,
Weirdos.
not those
They're
cats.
extinct. Yeah.
Big cranium action.
But humans can eat just about anything and survive, right? Because you were talking about humans being carnivores and this and that. Certain animals can also be carnivore or omnivore or eat strictly plants
Or eat their young.
herbivores or eat their young.
Cannibals.
But those animals eat that way because if they eat any other way, they won't survive.
Right.
They'll die, right?
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
us humans, we're very good at adapting to our environments, and over the years and millennia of generations, we can eat meat, we can eat plants, we can eat processed foods, which is everything today.
Right.
All sorts of shit, right?
Right. So
when we go carnivore or we go omnivore, like we're choosing to go towards a dietary regimen, diet, right?
Right. So when I went on Carnivore last year, it's been a year now. So when I went on Carnivore last year, I had to adapt from like my modern day society way of eating processed foods, fast foods, and I had to go through a process. People would tell me all the time, like, "Oh man, don't you get constipated?" Well, yeah, I was for the first 2 or 3 months, but guess what? My body adapted just like the human body always adapts, and I'm out of that now. I don't struggle. I don't have those problems anymore. My body is now conditioned to it like you are conditioned to your processed foods now. So take that into consideration. That's what it is now.
You're just shocking yourself. That's all it is.
Right. So if I were
You're not doing some
if I were to go back to
Crazy 1,100 year evolution type of shit.
no,
You're just shocking yourself for the first couple months.
no,
and
I'm
that's how
not.
the body
I'm not shocking.
operates.
Yeah, I'm shocking myself because I'm going from a fucking society diet to a regular human diet, in my opinion, a normal human diet. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so fun fact, we actually started with just eating plants, nuts, and all that kind of shit. That's what we have taste buds for, to identify poisonous fucking things, you know, back in millions of years ago. Okay, we're talking. But that's why we got our molars,
I'm
right?
always, yeah.
Molars. Wisdom?
here.
No, wisdom teeth.
Wisdom teeth.
Wisdom teeth.
So
Wisdom teeth.
I know
the teeth
Isaac
that we
knows.
get removed at
Yeah.
some point. Yeah.
Yeah, some people have to have them removed. A lot of people actually have to have them removed. Some people actually don't.
So in case you guys don't know, the wisdom teeth, they were there for us because we ate raw meats. So now that we cook our meat, we don't need them no more. So scientists predict that in the next 40,000 years, we're not gonna be born as babies with wisdom teeth anymore.
That's if humans are still around in 40,000 years.
I think, what the hell you
we'll
think?
see.
Unless zombie apocalypse, man. That's the only thing I can think of.
Zombie apocalypse.
I believe that shit's real, so fuck you.
The end of the world, man.
Yeah,
It's-
like
it
some
seems to be here already with how fucking society is. All these beta males, and vile creatures we call women these days.
Nah, those are Neanderthals.
This is why Trump
Yeah,
is around, dude.
they devolved.
America, great again.
I actually, no.
So-
I'm scared of zombies.
So
fuck you.
So we explained the first those two. So the last one is vegan, or you can say veganism.
Well, just to specify,
Well,
to kind of sum that up
vegetarian
here,
and being vegan is two different things. So
it is. You got the carnivores that eat meat, and if it
It's
comes
just-
off
yeah.
the animal, you're eating that.
it's straight
That's-
dick, dude. Straight dick.
You can eat straight dick. You
Yeah.
can eat straight organs.
And then we dog
If it
Everything,
comes
dude.
from
Yep.
the animal, you're
Yeah.
eating it.
Right.
Nothing else. That's it. I'm an omnivore, which I consider myself because I eat both, plants
Yeah,
and
or
meat.
it's well rounded.
Yeah, it's well
You built an all rounded character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. And then you got the vegans and the vegetarians, and then you got the paleo and the keto. There's so many different fucking diets.
Right, you
these
tell
days,
yourself, damn,
man.
which one's
Yeah,
the
a lot
right
of
one?
a lot of people go into the keto action. I would say, well, yeah. Honestly, I don't know many people that go into the carnivore action. Besides you, Isaac.
Well, that's because
I
it's
mean,
hard.
you're one of the living proof of that you lost over 100 fucking pounds, literally.
Carnivore's hard. It's not. That's why not everyone does it.
But you would think it's fun, though. All you do, you
No,
eat
it's
dick,
not.
man.
No,
It's just
no,
straight
no, no.
fucking
It
dick.
is
Yeah, Isaac, you
not
eat straight
fun.
dick.
It's not fun, dude.
Veganism, that shit ain't fun. You eating just fucking plants and
My-
sunflowers,
it's-
or
it's not
you
fun.
eating
You're taking whole zucchinis
you're
right
eating
down the
fucking
throat.
Play-Doh
It's not-
meat.
Yeah.
It is not fun. I've been eating
Play-Doh meat.
my
Literally.
diet's so fucking boring. I've been eating the same meals for the past year. If I want a variety in my meals, I'll have ribs and chicken wings to have two different meats to have variety in my
Well,
meals.
you can't
It's
have
not-
it fried
it's not
though,
fun.
right? Chicken wings.
No, you can have it fried because
You can have
it's-
chicken wings
It
fried.
depends on what it's fried in.
If it's breaded,
really?
it's not. If it's breaded,
it's
it's carbs. If it's fried chicken wing by itself, it's okay.
What the fuck?
But
does
if it's
that
breaded,
if you have a
it depends
meat,
what batter it is.
if you have a meat
Really?
fried and
Yes.
with certain oil, like beef tallow, that's
That's
still
okay. That's okay.
because it's cooked in the fat of an animal.
But does it still look the same?
No, it does not.
No.
So
Okay, so
w-
you'd
okay,
be able to
so
tell the difference.
when someone looks at those Facebook videos and they see they have a piece of meat and you see that white stuff that they dip it in like a corn dog, right?
Okay.
What are they dipping in? They're dipping in
That's
fucking.
batter.
That's batter. Batter is carbs. Okay, so that is out of the question. Period.
Made with like flour,
Right,
cornstarch.
flour,
stuff
cornstarch
like
is
that.
all carbs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like most
Most of them, yeah.
most places
Right.
you go
So
to maybe.
if you go to like a chicken wing restaurant and you get boneless wings, it's gonna be battered and fucking
Chicken nuggets.
And yeah, right. If I go get some boneless, if I get bone-in wings, it's gonna be most likely just fried by itself, and that's okay.
Oh, so you just take it and throw that bitch right in the fryer.
For example,
Yeah.
so he knows this, but just
I had a restaurant, guys, at one point.
just to educate you as
Don't
well.
ask how I didn't know that.
Just to educate you as well. I like eating pork rinds. Pork rinds. Guess what? Pork rinds are fried. They're fried. They're fried multiple times.
What are pork rinds?
Well, yeah, there's still-
I'm
there's-
so glad you asked.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
It's fried pork skin that's dried out.
Right.
Yeah, you ever see a football? Just throw that bitch in there. That's how it works.
So
That's a pig skin.
yeah, and it's
Exactly.
fried multiple times till it gets that flaky
Okay.
texture.
So I get you now. Okay,
And a
right,
shit
right,
ton of
right,
salt.
right. So you
Dry
just
it
take
out.
piece of meat, you just
Right.
throw that bitch in the
I
fryer.
like ones with different kind of spices on it.
Yeah,
because
versus-
it can get boring.
Sure.
I've had a bag of plain pork rinds the other day, and I was like, yeah, never again. I'm not eating this.
Honestly,
it just has salt.
Dude,
That's it.
those smell like fucking shit. I don't
smell
know.
like shit. The ones I had some plain ones the other day for the first time. I was like, yeah, never again. Just salt. That was it. Never
Sure.
again.
So a lot of
you-
these diets, though, guys, they kind of
Your
get kind
snacks are
of
gonna fucking suck, bro.
they get kind of confusing, right?
They
Because
can.
they're
That's
because
why- that's why I
a
want
lot
to
of
go
them are
over it.
similar. Like keto, ketosis, a keto diet. You think, oh, cool, you just can't have carbs, so I'll just eat meat, eggs, cheese, all sorts of stuff, right?
Right. And that's,
But you can still like fruits and veggies, right? In moderation. In order to be in a true keto diet, you have to be in ketosis, and that means you have to consume 50 grams of carbs or less a day for so long until your body goes into ketosis, and then you have to maintain that.
Well, so it's Isaac's diet.
He's on carnivore. He's not consuming. He's only consuming things that are strictly meat or animal.
so it's a subset of keto.
That's
It's a subset of
It's
keto.
a subset
Right.
of keto.
But Isaac,
Sure.
you can consume 50 grams of carbs a day. No.
No, not carnivore. No,
not on the
it's-
carnivore.
no,
If
not
he was doing
carnivore.
keto, yeah. But since he's on
Yeah.
carnivore,
So you can have 0% carbs.
Yes.
Like you have to.
so by doing the
Besides the
carnivore,
electrolyte,
he
that's
still
why-
goes into ketosis.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's what
I
but
explained.
the-
I just explained to the audience 10 minutes ago. The only carbs I can have is from electrolytes. That's it. Because I'm not drinking river water like our ancestors did. Okay. Because nowadays
Yeah,
humans
you
drink
also don't wanna
purified
do that.
water from the grocery store. Okay. That's the
Right.
difference. That's the difference.
Right.
Like
So
salt
guys,
water.
if you're interested in doing anything like carnivore based or the keto based or any other sorts of diets, let us know down in the comments, and we will go over those diets specifically and give you details,
Oh yeah.
the
I
do's
will.
and don'ts, how to achieve your goals in that diet. You know, what foods and drinks, beverages that you want to look out for,
Yep.
and we can go over that. Absolutely not a single problem.
Everything in specific detail for
just,
you guys.
Just because we don't do that specific diet doesn't mean that we don't know about it. I have done a fair share of diets over the years. My body's gone up and down a bunch, right?
Mhm.
You know, I did keto for like a year and a half. And my first like 4 months, I dropped 60 pounds, but that was in 2 months though,
Yeah.
right?
I'll do
Which was fucking crazy. I was down to 295, and that was the lightest I weighed probably in the last 8-9 years.
I'm telling
And
you,
this
man,
was probably like 7 years ago.
you're burning ketones instead of glucose. That makes it. Man.
Absolutely crazy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, diets, you know, lifestyle choices for consuming food.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
And
Okay?
I really want to add this in here, guys. That if you're also addicted to food, and Isaac will openly admit this, that he was throughout his entire childhood, teenage years, adult years, Isaac was heavily addicted to food in very fucking comforting ways.
Some of you might laugh, but it's a real addiction.
Well,
Some
no,
people
that-
have
it's-
issues
yeah, it
eating
really is.
disorders.
You guys could think it's funny and shit like that, but that's why most people are fucking obese as fuck. And
Yeah,
Isaac
you were a
will-
fat bitch.
he
You
wasn't
were
400
you were a
pounds,
big back,
which was surprising.
stung by 100 bees ass bitch.
Isaac had a lot of bee action going.
Yeah, Billy never got to see me in that form.
Yeah.
Thank God. I would have
But-
been disgusted.
Only Justin did.
I
No,
want to
I'm
say I
kidding.
want to
would've
add
loved you
this.
the same, man, but I'm glad you got better.
He did, man, a lot. And
well,
and
it's one of those
that's-
things where it's like Justin can't be rude about it, but hey, man, come on, bro. Like,
well, I'm just
you fat as
being
hell, like,
honest
I'm
about
a,
it.
I'm a big
It's-
guy. I get it. I hear mixed reviews all the time from people. Like, normally when people get mad at me, they call me, fat or big
Oh,
back.
gee,
or
dude, they
shit
called
like
me
that.
fucking fat.
But that's crazy, right? Yeah, I weigh
At
320 right now. But the majority of that is muscle. Do I still have a bit of a gut going on? Sure,
yes, Billy,
I do.
you're
I got
thick,
that
dude.
strongman gut.
It's all
right?
them bones going, man. A lot of thick skeletal muscle you got
Me
going.
and my fucking bones are the same density. You know what? I'm not gonna get into that shit.
that's another topic.
You're fucking
No.
stupid.
So I wanted to throw this in here because a lot of people who are obese as fuck, like Isaac was, but some of you guys out there, maybe 300, 400, maybe even 500 pounds, watching this, and you think, well, how the hell does someone just go on this kind of diet or carnivore diet or a keto diet and shit like that? Isaac is, I will say this, he is absolute living proof of that. Motherfucker being addicted to food since he was a kid, the type of person that would eat till he'd vomit when he was younger.
Yeah,
Obviously
I
not older.
I did. My
'Cause
mom
I've known
would tell you.
Isaac since I was like fucking 13 years old, man. But seeing Isaac go on this diet, dude, and sticking with it and seeing how much weight he has lost throughout the journey, which is honestly not very long at this point, but it will continue to go. You guys can also fucking do it, man. Believe me, you guys can. So if you don't believe in yourself, I really hope you find that fire, man. I really hope you find that fire because
Well,
Isaac was
so
able to do that.
It's
and
safe to say that
he
you
is
went-
very addicted to food, and
was.
like a lot of people were.
But the thing
It's
is, like,
safe to say though, Isaac, that you embarked upon a crusade to change your life.
yeah, right, exactly, yeah.
Beyond.
But the thing is, the next, okay, so someone out there right now might be watching this, be like, yo, they're fat. They're like, yo, okay, guys, cool. He did that, but what's my next step to do what he did, right? So I want to tell people out there, look,
Yeah, go ahead, man. You
yeah, so. Cause like that's the most important thing.
Limelight
we,
of the
we,
show.
we can say, hey, we did this, you did that, but we want to tell people, all right, what's the next step to start?
right?
The starting point. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So that's what really matters. So you gotta really you gotta have this burning fire in you. Like it for me, at least I'll tell you from my experience, it built up over months and months and months
It
of
will.
like being frustrated with yourself, being mad at yourself, being angry with yourself. And,
Yeah.
and finally one day hits. Like I don't know if you guys like Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z. Finally, Vegeta, he said enough is enough, and he turned Super Saiyan. So enough's enough, and one day you will one day you will become so frustrated with yourself that you will fucking flip a 180 switch. And that's what happened to me. I never forget the day. I told my brother Justin. I told brother Justin over here, I was like, I'm done being fat, man. He was like, oh really? Oh really? Oh, it's about fucking time. He said something like that, and I remember told him, I was like, and do you know what?
yeah.
I remember because I knew I was serious. I knew I was gonna change that day, and I fucking did. I said, I'm fucking done being fat, and today was the day, and after that day, that was it, dude. It was December 23rd, 2023. I was like, that's it. I'm done.
Oh yeah, it comes
Yeah,
down to
if
three
it-
words, man:
You guys.
train, discipline, and pride. To get that discipline, you got to train. To get that discipline, you have to take it with pride. Okay, you need all three of those things to work together in that order to maintain the lifestyle that you have created.
Exactly, man.
Right.
It's easy to start. It's really hard to keep it
To
though.
maintain. It's
Yeah.
really hard to maintain because I've had some people tell me, look, Isaac, it's awesome that you lost the weight, but the real challenge for you, man, is to fucking maintain that shit for a lifestyle,
You have one cookie, and you're gonna blow up again, though, right?
But
one muffin.
but guys, I
No.
want you guys to know this.
Okay.
This is a super important one. The difference between keto and carnivore is keto for me, it's more. It's that long term of like, I'm sticking with it because if you are on keto, you get the taste of sugar. I don't care if it's added sugar or processed sugar or whatever sugar, strawberries. Or fucking add sugar to your oatmeal, whatever. It's still sugar.
Yeah,
so
we
you
went over
still
that
taste that.
couple episodes ago, and we've actually chimed with that a lot on this podcast here, is sugar. What does sugar do to the body, right? What carbohydrates? Something might have no sugar in it, which there's a lot of things these days, but look at the carbs, right? When it's going to be this, treat it as the same thing. If you don't want a lot of carbs and you don't want a lot of sugar, then look out for those things on the labels. It's simple. When you consume carbohydrates, you digest it. What does it turn into in the body?
It turns into sugar.
Glucose. What's
My
glucose?
bad.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I will say this. Carbohydrates are good for fueling workouts.
Yeah, like I eat muffins or some shit before a workout. I mean, it's just good.
If you're going to do high
fucking
intensity cardio, for example.
Especially marathon runners.
Carbs,
Dude. They eat like a
great.
shit tons of Sour Patch Kids and they just run all their marathons.
Well,
man.
yeah. So my girlfriend did the Chicago Marathon a few months ago, and they had stops along the way, and they had
Yeah, of course.
like fruit snacks, Sour Patch Kids, like you were saying.
That's honestly the best shit you can eat, man.
bananas.
Just fucking muffins. Anything with sugar in it, man. Get a little snack going.
Yeah.
No, but I think for the marathon runners, the best thing they're eating is the avocados, though. That's like.
Nah, I'm gonna disagree, man. Because marathon runners they're
see them eating
all
avocados,
they're all
though.
sucked the fuck up. I'm not saying they don't.
No, they
I
are
agree
suck-
with you.
they
Yeah,
they are skinny. Of course,
dude,
they are.
they're fucking professional marathon runners. Man, they eat just muffins or some shit, dude. Some sugary ass shit. They're gonna burn it off immediately.
I mean, but
Marathon
I wouldn't say
runners-
it's the best thing for your body because literally sugar is the worst thing for your body, though. You know.
How is it the worst
Well,
thing?
not if
It
you're.
is.
Well, it depends. Are you a diabetic? Do you have low blood sugar?
Are
If
you
you have
highly
low blood
athletic?
sugar,
Well, that's a whole different
and that bottoms
scenario, though.
out.
Well, that's what
you
I'm
need
saying.
sugar.
We're talking about marathon runners here specifically.
But if we're talking about diabetics, like
I'm not talking about bodybuilders. Whatever. We're talking about high athletic people.
Basically, the gist of this right now is for the majority of, let's just say, like normal, healthy people,
Right. Yeah.
consuming a lot of sugar is not going to have benefits.
No.
Now, with certain people, like diabetics, who are hypoglycemic, low blood
Mhm.
sugar, you need sugar because if you bottom out, you could go
Yeah,
into
there's
diabetic shock and all sorts of stuff.
or you
right?
can have too much of it. I know.
Yeah, hyperglycemics, where
Yeah.
their blood sugars are so high they need to take injections in order to bring their levels down.
Yeah,
Or
we've,
I believe that's how it works. I'm not diabetic though.
Yeah, I've known someone personally that they drink a bit much of alcohol or something with a sugary drink.
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
their shit is overflowing. They're gonna pass out and type of shit.
So really quick
right, and they-
before we
Yeah.
move on, I wanted to talk about
No, but we didn't get to the vegan
vegans
part.
and
we
so
didn't get to the vegan
vegans
part.
and vegetarians, right? So what's the difference between a vegan and a vegetarian diet?
I don't fucking know. They're both leftists though.
Shut up, man. So
Oh,
ve-
they're
so-
woke.
So yeah, they.
Stop using the word woke.
So no, you can use it. So
No, it's
a,
not.
A vegan,
Overused.
a vegan will not eat anything that comes from an animal. Like I'm a carnivore.
all.
I eat everything that comes from an animal.
So
But
you're the
vegan-
complete opposite of a
right.
vegan.
Mhm.
Everything I eat is vice versa.
So they
So-
eat like Play-Doh and plastic and shit like that.
Whatever is processed, yeah. They'll
Not
eat-
even
they'll eat
processed,
fake-
dude.
They'll
It's
eat
fake
tofu.
shit.
They'll eat whatever.
Yes.
You eat some orange meat.
Soy boys, yeah.
Right. But the vegetarian, he goes a step lighter. He's like, you know what? I will eat animals, but I'll eat what comes from the animal, which is like dairy. But I'm not eating the meat
But
from
he,
the animal.
yeah,
You know
okay.
what I'm
So he
saying?
won't slaughter the animal.
But he'll eat the sour
suck
cream.
the dick and the nuts off of it though.
He's not.
Basically.
He's not eating the dick,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah.
sucking the dick.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Cool.
See,
Got it.
now we all
From your
understand
analogy,
that.
yeah. Well,
So
yeah, you
vegan
better
and
remember that.
vegetarian is very different. I want you guys to know that too.
Right.
very
so
important.
they're eating the sour cream. They're eating the dairy, but the dairy's not meat.
Yeah.
Eggs, not meat. But they're not eating the animal itself.
Right. So
Okay.
they're not biting the dick, but they're sucking it.
The vegans.
Yeah.
But the vegetarians will eat the dairy.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah,
difference.
right. The
Now,
vegans, they're not touching
real
no kind of meat.
quick. Pescatarians, they'll go a step even further. They'll eat.
Oh, jeez.
What
What
do
are you
you
eating?
eating?
You're,
Isn't that
bottom
a-
feeders.
you're
They'll
eating
eat
tables and
Isn't,
shit?
isn't that a religion?
No, it's not.
Presbyterian?
No, pescatarian's not a religion. 'Cause I
Pescatarian.
knew a
Pescatarians?
I knew a
Pescata-
pescatarian. I knew a pescatarian.
Peditarian?
Pescatarian.
Pediatricians?
There was a pescatarian that worked with me. Years
Kid
ago.
doctors? What
Pes-
the fuck
Wait,
are we talking about here?
Hold on. Slow the hell down.
Pescatarians.
Hold on.
Pescatarians eat. They eat shrimp. They eat seafood. Because those animals don't show feeling. Yes, I'm serious.
What?
Yes, I had a pescatarian work with me
You-
years ago.
You boil a lobster, I bet it's going to scream.
So
So
They don't feel bad.
pescatarian
I'm just-
is a
I've seen
someone who eats fish and other seafood but
Right.
doesn't eat red meat or poultry.
right, so that's what I'm saying. He eats bottom feeders. He eats.
Yeah, so he eats the
lobsters,
glowy
all
fish
the-
at the bottom of the fucking
If it
Mariana
comes out of
Trench.
the ocean,
Right.
they're eating it.
Right, exactly, right.
If it comes out of water, they're eating it.
So they eat fish, salmon, tuna, trout, perch,
Right, so
shellfish,
pescatarians,
shrimp,
yeah, they go-
oysters,
they-
Would they
they're-
eat crocodile?
eggs and dairy,
No, they.
which some
See,
pescatarians
that-
eat, which
that's-
some
that's-
These are questions. These are
Pescatarians
the questions
eat.
that
these
need
are
answers.
these are
some pescatarians,
amphibians. You know, it's the pescatarians. They're more lenient than these other two we just talked about. The vegetarians. And the
Honestly, that
vegans.
shit's good.
I still think you're saying Presbyterian like it's a religion.
pescatarian.
Pescatarian. I said pescatarian.
That's
I
a diet,
have
though.
no fucking clue what we're talking about.
That's a diet.
It's
Oh.
not a very common. But I know a
jeez.
person that was a pescatarian at one of my jobs that I worked at.
I
That's
have
how I knew about
no idea what happened.
Mermaid
to that.
Man and his trusty
But-
sidekick Barnacle Boy. Like, right?
But I figured.
Wait,
since we're on
what?
the topic, I just throw it out there. Fuck it, you know.
No, that's actually good. No one really talks about pescatarians.
That's not my wallet.
Yeah. so
I'm not gonna get into that.
So
man.
these next-
that's a whole long debacle.
these next two, Billy came up with, right? Carries in.
Not my
versus
wallet.
carries
At
out.
least one of them.
Well, they're kind of like a split one because they're very similar. So carries in versus
This is your
carries
ID,
out
right?
Yep.
versus the more you eat, the more you burn.
So this is your
So
wallet.
Justin
Nope. That's not my wallet.
Sorry, we're listening, man. There's a lot of side combo action going, but I'm still listening at the same
So
time.
yeah, you were mentioning calories in, calories
so
out, stuff
these
like
next-
that.
the-
Being in
the-
a caloric
Man,
deficit, right?
Where the hell is someone's yanked your?
So
So this one's kind of like okay. So Justin is the carries in versus carries out because he harps that a lot.
Yeah, it's
And-
thermodynamics, man. You can't argue with
And,
science.
and Billy talks about the more you eat, the more you burn.
I talked about this last episode. So I'm gonna speak on my personal experience. No, this isn't scientifically backed or nothing like that. I have
Well, it fucking should be.
this is my personal experience and what's been working for me. So I guess that is scientific.
I'm gonna tell you what's working for me.
I feel oppressed right now, and I don't feel safe. See how stupid that sounded? Yeah.
Sounds like the girls at my job.
Fuck you, leftists. Anyways,
That's how you guys sound.
your toxic masculinity. Quit mansplaining things to me. Unfucking believable. Yeah. Wow. What a real man, sitting with his legs wide open.
What?
I can't focus with your shit wide open.
God, you know what?
Wait, that's how you left to sound. All those all at once.
Yeah, right. You sound like a fucking charade.
You fucking loony bins. Sorry, let me close my legs. I have a vag.
Jesus, we're getting
Does that make you
So
feel
now
better?
you're trans?
You want us to get censored on this podcast?
Dude, we're already every single one of our episodes are probably fucking censored at this
man,
point. Isaac,
that's why we
what?
don't get views, man. That's why we don't get
Brother
views
Isaac,
on the shorts.
let's be
Well,
real.
hang on. Since
why-
you brought that up,
Oh, jeez. Here we go. Another deep dive rabbit hole.
no,
Welcome to the journey.
no. Do Black lives still matter, or is trans the new black?
You know what? I'd rather really not discuss this shit
Right, trans.
on the pod, man. To be honest with you, I'd rather not.
So that's a
Talk about these things.
So that's a line from
I-
a song by Tom McDonald.
Oh yeah. He's a
Well,
very
no one would
controversial
know that
rapper.
because no one listens to white.
No, it's
rap
fuck yeah, they do. They
artists.
listen to him, bro. He's fucking
He is dude. He's popular, but
yeah.
do you
He's
think-
super controversial. Yeah,
do you think
but that's what we
Controversial?
Over a million people are?
I don't know.
He's very controversial.
He is. He's.
I heard this one song by him, and that was one of the lines in it, and I was like, "This is on fucking radio."
Well,
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's basically spitting in the face of society right now, saying you're all fucking morons and stupid. Figure it out.
yeah, people don't take it like
He
that.
tries to
though.
wake. He tries to
They
wake.
Take
he's,
it as
he-
an
he's
insult.
one of the he's one of the conscious rappers. He really
Well,
is.
you said people. I think you're using that term loosely. Leftists, the far left, and the woke community don't take it lightly.
They
listen.
I'm not going to clash.
We cannot talk about leftists and that shit is done. It's beaten to the fucking ground.
Oh, we're gonna get
That's
censored,
it.
aren't we?
You're beating a
my
dead horse at that
God.
point. You cannot argue with a leftist. I've tried to fucking hear out a leftist.
Man,
Me and Isaac especially.
I mean, they're wasting time.
You
Yeah,
cannot
sure.
hear them out, man, because they
No.
don't say anything fucking worth a damn salt.
It's like watching those videos of Charlie Kirk. You know him. He going to college campuses and just setting up shop.
So I heard,
and debating with these fucking college kids that know
yeah,
absolutely
and they'll be like,
nothing.
"So I heard you're racist." You can't argue with a leftist, man. You really can't. If they had a good, valid point, I would love to have a good conversation with them. But as far as me and Isaac, no, I don't know, Billy, if you've ever argued with a fucking extreme left wing. It doesn't go well because there's no argument to even be made.
So I will say this.
Trump ate McDonald's. Oh no. I should cut my penis off because Trump ate McDonald's. What the hell am I going to argue with that?
Great
I eat
again.
McDonald's.
I don't argue with the population in my employment field.
Probably should not.
I don't argue because things are the way they are, and that's what it is, right? So I treat
Wow.
that community, the left, the far left, and all of those cats that you're talking about, I treat them in the same fashion. Believe what you want to believe. You're still wrong at the end of the day, and I'm going to go on about my life.
Yeah, at this point, that's the way I think of it. If a leftist wants to make a good argument and a good point, I'll be like, dude, I'll listen to you. Maybe I'll agree or disagree, whatever. Maybe we can agree to disagree. But
Sure.
me and Isaac have had to argue with leftists before, and it's not even an argument. It's just talking about Trump doesn't sleep with his wife. Trump is he eats McDonald's or he golfs. It's lame, dude. It's fucking lame. You can't argue with people like that. It is so
Right.
boring.
And let's not.
Drag.
Right.
Let's not. It's a waste of time.
It
So-
really is.
Let's get back to the topic.
So we should not be talking about that.
The little rabbit hole that we went down.
Yes. Is
Want to throw it in there.
Yeah, we wanted to throw it in there.
Leftist fags.
So
Comment,
we
subscribe.
wanted to talk about the calories in, calories out, caloric deficit. I'm gonna talk about me personally and how it's been working for me. What's been working for me?
And I have a story. I'm gonna say about this too.
I've got a good one, too.
Because I did it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously we've heard about being in a caloric deficit. You consume less calories and you do crazy workouts, and therefore you burn what you took in and some, and that's how you're losing weight, right?
Mm.
Right.
Well, there's a saying that goes, it's like fueling up a car. You
Okay.
you can't drive across country on an empty tank and expect to go anywhere.
You can't drive
You got to fill the whole tank up, man, at least to get somewhere farther than where you're gonna go on fucking empty, right? So I'm treating my body like that because for the longest time I was trying to stay under 22 to 2,500 calories a day and still do the workouts that I do. And I was finding myself to be very exhausted, very drained quickly. And my workouts weren't as intense. And they weren't giving me the production that I was looking for.
A quote real quick. Joe Rogan calls the body a meat vehicle, which is
Joe
it's
Rogan
insane.
is also
You
taking steroids.
Ah, fuck no. That's what happens when we have a little bit of liquid
Yeah.
courage.
That's fucking crazy.
Joe Rogan admitted it, dude. He's obviously on fucking HRT, dude.
This is what happens when we have liquid courage.
Joey, love
But-
you.
Not liquid courage, man. Go look him up. Joe Rogan, dude. Everyone knows he's on HRT at this point,
Yeah, I know that. But
which helps out a lot.
I'm just talking about his quote real quick, and I want him to continue to speak. Okay.
No, thank you for his quote. I appreciate his gosh dang quote.
I mean, he called it meat vehicles, just like you say, driving across country, meat vehicle. You know,
Technically, yeah, we are.
I see our bodies like a meat vehicles. That's what Joe Rogan said.
It is.
The body is a vehicle of meat. All right. You know what? I like that.
That's what he said.
That works. So I pretty much doubled my caloric intake. I'm floating on a good day between like 3,800 calories to maybe like 4,200 calories a day. And the nice part about that is I'm not really tracking my calories anymore because I know that I can consume a lot, but I've been using all that fuel and it's been giving me production. It's been giving me the results. I've actually been losing weight by eating more.
You're mass producing.
I'm not sure what to call it. I found it kind of strange, but
You're mass producing your product.
one of my friends that I do work with, I was telling him these issues and these problems, and you know he's a big, strong fucking bull of a man, right? You know, I will say that he's been powerlifting, you know, for a long time, and I'm like, hey man, so
He looks like me.
Hopefully, Isaac.
you look like you took a little too
Hopefully.
much Ozempic, but that's
What
fine.
fucking don't, dude. These guys,
No,
they,
we can't. Dude. Once
these
he
guys
sucked
like
the
the gas-
fuck up, then yeah, we could
these
talk
guys-
about
These
that.
guys they like to gaslight me, you know.
You're the pro gaslighter here, but
yeah, Isaac is, man.
we'll
He-
fucking digress.
He's really good at gaslighting.
Jeez, yeah, they call me gaslighter. They
But
anyway.
gaslight me.
Yeah, so I, you know, pretty much doubled my caloric intake, and everyone's different. Everyone's body is
So-
different, right? So I'm not the average build of a person. I never have been. I've always been a large person, even when I was a child.
So how tall are you right now?
6'4".
So Billy is 6'4". I want you guys to know that. It's very important.
I am 6'4", and right now I'm floating somewhere around 320.
Me and him are the same size. We're just on different size cameras.
320 kind of big, man, for 6'4".
Well,
Not in a fat way, but
I
I'm
carry
saying,
it
you know.
well, but let me tell you,
He
I
does, he
feel
does.
every bit of the 320, man.
Because like I'm telling you, if someone's like me and Isaac's height, we're 6 foot,
I'm about three.
plain,
I'm about 320
Six.
as well.
6 foot straight, man, with 320. That's a lot of fucking muscle, man, fat, man.
I feel it
You
too,
know.
dog.
So I want you guys to realize that too. Height really plays a role. So
Yeah, of
I want
course.
to throw that in there for show. Height
So-
really plays a role.
With my body, with the fuel that I've been giving it, my meat vehicle, my body was able to produce at the performance that it's required. Basically,
Right.
is how I'm going to put it.
Right.
My workouts have been phenomenal. They've been explosive. They have been longer lasting. I am seeing improvements in all my core lifts. I have 4 core lifts. Everyone says there's 3. There's 4, in my opinion. You got the squat, the bench,
Full.
the deadlift,
Full.
and you have the overhead barbell press, the military press.
Full.
Okay. Those are the 4 core workouts that
Yeah.
everybody should be doing. And I've been seeing phenomenal results in all 4 of those.
So basically, if you guys are, even if you guys are intermediate, especially beginners, you guys want to really focus on compound movements, which are those fucking lifts, literally. Especially a deadlift. It works out the entire body. Literally the entire body. Legs, upper, fucking traps, back, everything. It works out literally everything. But
Yeah.
when you're lifting, don't try to ego lift. Really don't.
That's
It'll
how
really
people
fuck
get
you
hurt,
up, dude.
man.
It'll really fuck you
That's
up.
how
I know
people get hurt. And there's a lot of
I know someone
um,
personally that had to have fluid drained from their body. They were walking around like that for months because of eagle lifting. So don't eagle lift if you're new to the gym.
I have noticed, though, in the community of social media and the gym and all these influencers.
Oh, yeah, the gymfluencers.
Right? There's a lot of they're critiquing form really hard. Like, I saw a video of somebody doing push-ups, and this is the wrong way, and then he moved forward like an inch and said, this is the right way. Like, what the fuck? Just do a push-up. Don't be a pussy. Do a fucking push-up.
Right.
Is
right?
the push-up focused on triceps or is it on chest?
Oh, fuck you, man. Just do a push-up.
It fucking matters, man. That's what I'm saying.
No, dude.
You want to do a triangle close grip like this. Okay, you think of it like you're benching, right? You do it like this. That's going to be tricep focused. Like 45-degree angle. That'd be more chest focused.
We're getting into the semantics of it.
I think semantics
the
matter.
point of what I was saying was
You want me sitting for 2 hours? Like, what the fuck?
there's just been a lot of form. I can't say, but I will, the form Gestapo, if you will.
I'm the form
if you're
fucking
following
Gestapo,
if
homie.
you're following my drift here. Guys, don't fall for that bullshit, okay? You guys want to worry about form, go to the very credible sources. Don't go to some Joe Schmo.
Like our videos.
Our videos, I would say they are credible sources.
Just don't yell.
Ours, when we were at the gym,
Yeah.
That was good.
We also
You know,
got more videos coming.
we just had
Maybe.
an arm day going. But
Maybe.
Right,
Wow.
just don't yell into the mic.
Man, hold on, Matt. Oof.
yeah,
Gosh,
Justin,
damn, I
you
stink.
smell like shit.
Really? You actually smell now?
No, but
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. I was going to put on some Dio.
but yeah. So for me, taking more calories in, this has been working. I've been getting the results I've been looking for. Now, is that going to work for everybody? I would assume not. Everyone's different. You got to find out what works best for your body. Trial and error. That is how you figure it out. That is how you get it done. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid if you gained a few pounds. Well, guess what? Change something. Lose those few pounds you gained, and then lose some more. You got to figure out what works for you
So
guys.
I'll give my brief summary of that. So real quick, yeah. So when I first started dieting, when I said, "Yo, fuck it, today's the day. Today's the day," I like most people that don't know about like how to lose weight. They do what everyone else does, which is calories in versus calories out. That's what most people, beginners, know what to do. You know, like that's common sense.
Thermodynamics.
everyone. Right. But there comes to a certain point where you I got to that point like 6 months later. I'm like, or like 4 months later, I'm like, look, I'm not losing no more weight, but I want to continue to lose weight. So now you have to do something different. You got to come from a different approach.
You were hitting a plateau, is what they're
I hit a plateau.
mainly called.
I hit a plateau. I went from 265 to 215, and I was like, I hit a plateau. I did 265 to 215 doing calories in versus calories out. And I told myself, fuck, I want to lose my weight. So I had to come up with a new diet, a new strategy, a new plan, right? So calories in versus calories out didn't matter any fucking more. It works. Don't get me wrong. It works, obviously. But it didn't matter anymore if I want to keep losing weight. So to go from 215 to 175, what did I have to do? Carnivore diet. So I did a strategy. And that's what I did. And that's what that'd be my advice to someone out there that wants to continue to lose weight if they do calories in versus calories out. If you're just like a nitpicky kind of person, you want to keep losing weight for some reason, but I was one of those people.
Sure. Especially if you work out too. You want to lose weight and work out same time.
And I didn't lose.
mean,
And some people will text me. Some people will comment on my own personal TikTok. But like, you did it all without working out. Yeah, I didn't lift the fucking weight. Yeah, you can do it. It's just all mental.
then you look sucked the fuck up.
Well, yeah, because you're not lifting weights.
Yeah, you're
and
not
you
lifting,
look
so
skinny. Yeah,
Your arms
You're
and
not
all
looking
that.
full.
Everything looks skinny.
you're not looking full, right?
You ain't
right.
taking
But-
creatine.
Creatine, dude. You guys better make
Fuck,
sure
you
that
still
you
got to lift weights taking creatine.
You
though.
get, yeah, I know. You guys better make sure you suck on that creatine, man.
I think recommend
cycle and
recommend
then
dose is 5
I
milligrams.
recommend
Fun-
that
Fun
first.
fact, though. Fun fact. Creatine is found No, Justin. No,
It's found in meat. It's found in meat.
So creatine is found
Our
in,
bodies
in
produce
red
it
meat.
naturally.
In red
Our
meat,
bodies
yeah,
do
yeah.
produce
Our
it
bodies
naturally.
produce it
They do.
naturally.
Yeah.
So
but
recommended is like
dude, when
five-
you overload, when you overload that, what is it? First 2 weeks? First week.
Yeah. No,
First week?
it's the first week. Yeah.
First week.
so
Yeah,
rec-
when you guys overload that, man. After 4 months of that cycle, man, you guys got to cycle off it for like 3 weeks, and then you can hop back right on it.
And it's not an injection or nothing like that.
Yeah,
It's
hope
a
you-
it's a
yeah, don't-
powder. It's a
don't do
supplement
actual
that you can
cycles,
take.
jeez.
You can put in your. I take my creatine post workout with my protein shakes. You
So
could,
so
you
creatine.
could
this is-
take it pre as well. Generally,
Yeah.
as long as you're, even if you're during the workout, I guess is fine too. As long as you're taking it somewhere around your workout. If you
But
take it in the morning with your coffee or something, some people like to
Yeah,
do
man,
that.
that's
too.
fucked up, dude. It's like injecting in the morning, bro. You don't want to do that.
But I mean, but like
Well,
the recommended dose is what 5 milligrams a day of creatine.
5.
It's like max.
5
Yeah.
5 grams. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like max.
Yeah, 5 grams. So you got to make sure you cycle off that shit, man.
Yeah, if you don't want to get all bloated and all that fun stuff. But you're gonna be pulling water to the muscles, so it's gonna look bigger. It's gonna look fuller. It helps with muscle recovery.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like steroids, man. Just a legal way.
It's natural.
So that's why you want to cycle it, man. It's basically like steroids. So you got to cycle on that shit. You can't be taking this shit all year round.
well,
You got to cycle on and off it. Take it like 3-4 months max. After 4 months, cycle off it for like I'd say 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks, and then you could go and cycle back on it.
sure. That's one way to do it. Isaac, what do we got next?
So it's up to you guys.
Who the
You
fuck
want
blowing in the
if
mic?
you
Is
want
it
to go
me?
straight to the mental health topic, or you want to go to. We had one more topic about why men should be selfish. I mean, it's kind of bland to me, to be honest. That one. I want to get into the men's mental health topic. This one's more exciting, honestly, because we've been 45 minutes so far. This last one, it can be deep. Or depends on the person.
Send it.
Let's send it. So, our men's mental health topic. The difference of depression between men and women. Is it different?
I'm so glad you asked. Yes, it is.
Does it affect them differently? Pretty much.
Yeah, it does. The coping mechanisms naturally for men and women are both different. What does depression look like in a man? I can tell you what it looks like in a man. It looks like
Yeah, Billy would know.
We all should know that.
I would.
We
I
all
actually,
been through it, man.
Well, it depends how you define depression, I suppose.
Short term, long term, whatever.
I am clinically diagnosed with severe depression. I am medicated. I've been medicated.
I was in the hack staff, yeah. If you were.
I've been medicated for probably a better part of like 5 years now, maybe 6.
How would you feel like if you weren't on it? That's a tough
I don't
question.
want to find out because I don't want to go back to where I was when I was seeking the help that I needed.
So, Bill, what are you on now? What are you taking for your
I mean, that's up to him, man.
antidepressant medication?
Wellbutrin. The
Wellbutrin?
Wellbutrin XL actually is what it's called. And that's been working for me phenomenally because if you don't know, going through medication is a route. It's an option. So's therapy, so are hobbies and all sorts of things. That's great. I just like to pair my medication with those things as well. So it's not just I'm taking a pill and then I'm all good to go.
You're superhuman, man. You feel great.
No, I feel terrible 99% of the time. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's not how medication works.
But
At least for some things.
the signs of depression in a man. How does it look? Well, it looks like you wake up in the morning. It looks like you wake up in the morning, you get ready for work, you go to work, you go home. You have a fake smile at work, if you're even lucky, or you just go throughout your work day or your work shift, just kind of stoic, just doing the work, getting it done. You go home, and you might eat something, maybe. You shower, you go to bed, do it all over again. So what does that sound like, though? That sounds like a normal thing, like a normal routine for most people, right? For most men. That's because it is. We have to have depression as a man, you still have to be functional. You still have to function.
Well, you're
still responsible. You do
it's a
become
hollow fucking husk.
You become a shell of
a
somebody
man.
that you used to be, right? So that's where we come into play here. We talk about those things. We talk about these diagnoses, and we go over how to identify them and how to cope with them and how to help another brother going through something similar, right? Depression in a man is generally you're not going to know unless they tell you. You're not going to know. You might think it. They might look like it. Sure. But honestly, you're not going to know because it's going to look like he's just going about his everyday business like fucking usual. Newsflash, we have to anyways. I still have to get up and go to work my 8 hours or sometimes my 16 hours. Go home, maybe eat something, find time to work out, maybe read a little bit, play a little video games, take up the hobbies I enjoy doing. I have to find time within the same 24 hours as everyone else to do the things that I like doing or the things I need to do. And that's where depression comes in. It kind of is like, it puts like a buffering period between those things. And you're just kind of like in this realm of, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. I don't even want to go the fuck outside. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, I've been there for quite a while.
Well, Justin, you
At
might
least
be
the going outside part.
You might have, yeah. You should probably talk to somebody, man. It never hurts, guys. If you're debating going to talk to somebody and seeing if you need help or maybe you have issues going on, don't be afraid to do it. No one's gonna judge you. The doctor's not gonna sit there and go, "You're being a pussy. Man up."
Yeah.
No, that's what the rest of society does. Does that mean it's right though? No.
The doctors, remember, they are also human beings as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure they go through shit as well. They're not sitting there having everything figured out.
The depression in men is pretty similar across the board in my experience with other males I've experienced in my life that have the diagnosis as well. But there are times and you know, people that it affects them differently. You know, some of those people do end up, you know, self-mutilating. They end up self-harming and ultimately ending their own life by their own hand.
Especially with that woman officer recently.
Yeah, the Chicago police officer out of the 18th precinct that, I think it was her day off. She went into her own precinct and took her own life in there. Yeah,
I mentioned that because I wanna make sure this is, you know, it's known also amongst women as well.
It is.
Mostly men, but it does exist in women nature. So we're not forgetting any of that.
Yeah, condolences to
seriously, that's
that officer
fucked
and
up,
her
dude.
family, and to the Chicago Police Department.
It's sick.
So the depression in women, generally you're going to know because it's going to be a little easier to identify, right? They're going to sit there. They're going to cry in bed. They're going to be real, in my experience, you know, my exes and whatnot.
Okay.
They're going to be real nasty towards people. Just absolutely bitter, vile, and nasty.
Would you say this?
But they're projecting what they're feeling onto others.
Well, would that be narcissism?
Well, that's where
I'm not trying to bring up another topic, but
no, but
what I am saying,
I would
Would
say
you
it
consider
absolutely does tie in most cases, unfortunately.
let's just say we consider them women unhappy. The
Oh fuck yeah,
not
yeah.
the not the women who unalive themselves, but
also, women are more prone to seeking out and getting help because it's more generally accepted as a society that, oh, a woman needs help with something. Go ahead, sweetheart.
well, because the emotional,
you deserve it.
that's simply put, because the emotional aspect of it.
Yeah, people are
Men
more
are
prone to.
we're taught to hide our feelings and put them aside and bury them as much because we're leaders. That's how it goes, right,
And-
Isaac? That's how
Yeah,
it goes.
right,
That's
right.
how it works. So we're taught to bury them and hide them, and because women don't find it attractive. Oh, this guy's emotional as fuck. I don't want to date a dude who acts like a woman. No, you want to date a
Right.
dude who hides his feelings. Cover him.
Right.
That's
so,
how it works.
So a couple of things there. In women, it's more generally accepted for them to go and seek help, and people are going to be more receptive to supporting them in
Yeah,
that. In that
that's because
aspect.
they're just women. So.
Yeah. Whereas men, even other men as well as a lot of women go, "You're a fucking pussy. Figure it out. You're a man."
And they might not say that directly, but that's
It's
what they're
it's
thinking.
the same
'cause
difference.
Their pussy is so fucking dry once they see you crying or go through emotional shit. I'm not gonna say all of you women out there. Most of them, yes. Their pussy is fucking dry as Sahara Desert, dude.
The women of
Arizona
this
and
day and
California,
age-
it's dry.
These godless heathens that are running around right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're basically
Yeah,
Tyranids at this point. So that's why.
Bunch of mids.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
These young generation
You're
of women,
Tyranids.
man, they're fucked in the head, dude.
You're Tyranids,
Their-
and you know the
Their
deal.
mind is diseased with feminism, dude. It's
That's
fucking
right. They
crazy.
got a hive mind.
Chainsword.
I go to work and this chick told me the other day, she's like, I hate men. I hate men.
That's
you're
a
mentally screwed,
whole
man.
different, absolute
Cool.
bloody discussion.
So she hates men because society told her it's acceptable.
Right.
That's all it is.
She doesn't.
I'm
Deep
like-
down, she doesn't really.
I was like, dude, get the hell away from me.
It's a
Get
masculine
away
quote
from me.
unquote
I'm a man.
trait.
Get the hell away from me. Get
But-
the fuck away from my. Get away from me.
Another thing I want to talk about is women are generally more going to have a circle around them that's going to be
Oh, absolutely. Even
supporting
if all of them
more.
lie to them.
Women have to have dependency. They
Women,
have dependency.
family,
A guy,
all of them lie to them.
a guy can live by himself for a bit. But a girl has a guy
Jeez, a
lined
bit.
up. She
Nah,
cannot
I've been
stay
doing
by,
it
by
fucking-
herself.
Yeah, so
She
How
can't.
long?
She
for,
cannot.
for
3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years?
for men, I mean, even in my experience for
My whole
some
life.
years, I mean years,
That's
I refused to go to my friends and project my issues on them because I felt like I was just being a burden. Whereas
Right,
women
right.
are
Yeah.
gonna run to their
Which
friends and
Billy
go, "Oh my
was-
God, here's my problem."
Brother Billy was so wrong for that, by the way, guys. Just so you know.
Yeah, that's not acceptable behavior, but I own that because I'm a man, and
Yeah,
I
so-
know that I did wrong things in my life. And
Billy took
I paid the price for
accountability.
it.
Billy took accountability, and
That's right.
once we rekindled, all that stuff was discovered. But
Fuck you guys.
That's
talking
correct.
about? Yeah. So
Isaac lost in the sauce.
yeah, it's continue. Were you gonna say something
Yeah,
else?
but
Please.
man, what the fuck?
I was wrong for that, and that's
No, no,
that's.
We all make mistakes.
No, I don't like to call them mistakes.
Well,
they're just
you have kids, man, so of course
they're
you're not
lessons
gonna-
learned.
Yeah. With
They're
the
lessons
wrong
learned.
person. That's all.
The right kids with the wrong person. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I did, at least twice.
Fucking out.
It's
I don't know what to say. Listen, guys.
up
Well,
in the air. Yeah.
all I'm gonna add on, I'm gonna throw you some fucking DLC action right now.
Little
What's that-
pay-
Look,
what
pay
does
to
that
play
stand?
action?
What does that stand for?
Downloadable content, okay, for you non-video game.
You
People out there.
Warham gamers.
I'm
yeah.
gonna throw you some DLC out there. I know fucking some gash feels good, man. When you're doing it,
A little bit of that stench trench.
keep fucking conscious when you're doing it, man. I know, listen, I've had girls ride me crazy and all this kind of shit. I've still was conscious through that scenario. So don't feel her like a toaster strudel because that shit feels good. I know a lot of people do it. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Okay, I know you think this girl's gonna be your wife and et cetera, et cetera. And I want to say this because it's very important, especially what Billy has said throughout this podcast. Don't cream pie in the gash. Just don't. I know you think you trust her and she's the most amazing woman in the world. Just don't do it. I've been around the block a couple times, okay?
Yeah, you're handsome as fuck.
Don't nut in the gash.
That was kind of gay.
Just don't nut in the gash. Though. It's not gay, man. It's handsome. He didn't say I was hot or sexy. He said handsome. Okay. There's dudes I think handsome. Just don't nut in the gash, man.
Yeah, you both lost in the sauce.
I know a lot of you motherfuckers with the comments being like, oh, no, being a dad is a real man. It's not a real man because you nutted in some bitch that you probably ain't even with now. Don't tell me you a real man just because you nutted in some gash. And you're like, oh, my gosh, now I'm a full-on man. No. Don't tell me that.
It's how you handle that responsibility.
Thank you,
going
Billy.
Forward.
Thank you for that comment.
Fucking right.
Stop nutting in gashes, though, man. Seriously,
Yeah,
stop nutting in gashes.
That's crazy.
You guys are fucking stupid, man.
Man, I'm not even going to say nothing. Fuck it, man. Look, you got to kick her off. Stop nutting in gashes like that. I know it feels good, believe me.
Of course.
One thing I do want to say, the contrast, the difference between men and women's depression. It's handled much differently, and one's accepted, and one is not.
Yeah.
At least per society these days.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, the men's, I feel like
men's mental health, though,
it goes over everyone's heads.
It is becoming more accepted, but it's not accepted as a whole. You know, a lot of men are still afraid to come out and speak on their problems because they feel like it's going to affect their home life. It's going to affect their career. It's going to affect everything in general in a negative way. But I can tell you this: there are ways to
your
reach
wife
out.
will probably leave you.
Okay, I'll say it. Mine did.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I gotta tell the truth, man. Your wife probably leave you, so that's why you should probably email us in our podcast and our Gmail, or you want to message us any socials. Go ahead, man, because we're definitely listening, and we'll answer every single one of you guys' questions that you have. Women, they're not so good at understanding what men go through because they are not men. Regardless if they act like it or not, they're not men. They don't understand what we go through, period.
Nor will they ever be, regardless of any surgery,
even if you,
bullshit that
you pretend
happens.
all that left bullshit, garbage, nonsense, you're not going to be.
They treat them like they're everything nice and sweet and spice and everything nice.
Right. So you could be a piece of shit and you'll still be treated like a princess, but for men, no. You do something, you're a piece of shit. You know, that's how men. So
yeah,
women don't want to be men. Believe me, you guys don't.
That's pretty much that, man. Fuck.
So I really appreciate what Billy said because I really highly encourage you guys to reach out to us as men, and we're not going to judge anybody, not too harshly at least. We're not going to judge you guys on what you're going through, but we will talk about it in future discussions, or we can email you guys personally from all three of us,
or at least comment, tell us how you liked his one piece. You know.
Yeah, Billy was wearing a bodysuit last episode.
Yeah, it looked like a romper. Okay, I get it.
Not even a romper, bro. You were in a full-on bodysuit, dude.
I was wearing a douchebag cutoff and some 5-inch shorts. Right.
It looked good.
So if you want to see me in a onesie, go to last episode 16, guys.
Yeah, really appreciate. Fuck that, man. I really appreciate you guys. It is very different for men and women.
Yeah.
Though.
Isaac, you got any final thoughts?
R.I.P. though to the officer that took her own life. It's just fucked up.
I mean, okay, like between men and women, man, like when it comes to depression, like two totally different mindsets, like and always will be, you know, like there's just two different.
It's
mindsets.
not for everybody, but majority, and that's where a lot of people are not understanding what we talk about. We don't speak about everybody.
I'm not gonna
As a
mention
whole,
Billy. We're not gonna
we
mention
speak
this
about the
fucking every
majority.
episode. We are not gonna mention this every episode.
Well, apparently we have to because people
I'm
don't
sick
like
and tired
it. They
of it.
don't
I'm
understand.
sick and tired of it. If you are so fucking ignorant that you can't comprehend that we are just talking about a majority or at least a half of people.
Oh,
Stop
you
fucking
can't be talking
commenting.
about me.
Stop
What-
fucking commenting.
What you're saying is wrong because I do this.
You're probably one of the fucking reasons. Okay? That's why you're commenting. Enough. If you understand that's majority of women, you will have a nice positive comment to say on it.
Yeah, I mean, man, you know, they're men. Okay, well, men and women aren't the same; they're different. So we take depression differently, and women, as long as they have that comfort and that dependency from their surroundings of their friends and their family and their husband, they can get through it. Men, you're on your own. If you can't figure it out on your own, you better figure it out. You
Yeah.
will sink or swim as a man.
We got to function no matter what.
Right. That's
No
the thing.
matter
You
what.
have no fucking choice. Women, they have a fallback plan. Men, fucking, you're on your own, dude. It's up to you. Family don't start without you. So yeah,
Brother Justin, you got any
that's my
good final thoughts?
I agree with Isaac, man. That's true. I don't know if any of you guys can comment down below if you ever cried in front of your girlfriends or wives and they were just like, oh my gosh, that turns me on. That's so hot. Like, I really respect you and I appreciate you for crying in front of me.
Even in front of your
Guys
brothers.
have to hide it, man.
Even in front of your fucking brothers. Guys don't
Well,
cry in front of anybody. They
You
wanna
got
cry in
shit
front of
friends, bro.
anybody.
You got shit friends, I think.
Because
I
when
think you should
men
be able to open
up,
up to your friends.
you should be, but a lot of the times it's been
Guys hold
weaponized
up.
against us and thrown
Yeah,
back
guys
at
hold
us.
it- guys hold
So,
it.
You got fake friends then, bro. I'm sorry. But find better friends because
facts.
real friends, you will be able to open up and explain your feelings to them, how you feel. Hey, you feel sad today. You just text them and be like, hey, dude, man, I'm sad. They'll support you in any way that they can. Those are real brothers to you. People that just kind of make fun of you and maybe they're sad and they just don't want to admit it, or you have asshole friends, dude. Like dick friends. I'm not going to say asshole. I'm going to say dick friends. Because I know what these guys, when we tell each other about how we're feeling and emotions and stuff, we kind of don't joke about that, but we do a lot of jokes. We do a lot of jokes. We're
We-
brothers, man. We're supposed to, but
We joke to a good point, but we also
Yeah.
understand how
Recognize
the seriousness of
yeah.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's understood.
Like, hey, I'm kind of depressed today. What's going on, man? How you feeling? What's on your mind? That's kind of how we discuss things. I'm not saying like a woman or emotional everyday type of shit, but one of those days where you're kind of feeling down and stuff, we're able to text each other. Thank God, luckily in a group chat, and we talk about those things. You know, if you're kind of feeling sad or whatever, feeling happy, you're feeling thankful, grateful, or text those things to each other.
That's
I'm
right.
Thankful for my brother, man. Really, I am. Truthfully,
We have a
I
brotherhood.
thank God for that, man.
We've established a brotherhood a long time ago, and we've solidified it now.
Yes,
that's what we are-
exactly, Billy.
And that's what we are doing
Exactly.
for you guys in hopes that you
We want to show you that you can be vulnerable with the right people, not with people that just make fun of you and talk shit, whatever. But with the right people, there are those people out there, man. You can find those buddies that you guys can talk to.
You can fucking level up with, goddamn it.
Well,
That's what
that
it's all
too.
fucking about, dude.
That's
That's a whole nother topic.
that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's business. That's money. That's fucking
Well, yeah.
red pill action.
That's
Matrix action. You're
that-
fucking out of the matrix.
that's you graduate from the depression.
Yeah,
part.
that's
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But for this
For the
specific
depression,
topic,
Yeah.
there are people out there you can talk to, man. You just gotta meet them, and you gotta have that brotherly trust, dude. It's hard to explain. It's not
You
something
got
you
to.
can just.
That could be another topic talking about how like the transition from depression to all right, what's the next step, you know?
Yeah.
That can be a good one.
That's a good point, bro.
We can do
I'm
that
gonna
on
kind
the
of agree
next
to
episode.
disagree with that. You don't just transition from depression; you just live with it. Like I don't feel depressed one
I
day.
disagree with that, man.
I don't feel depressed one day and not depressed the other day. I'm depressed every day.
Yeah.
I just live with it.
I get that,
and
but
some days it's
eventually
worse
people,
than others.
But eventually people get out of depression, where it's like a couple months, a couple years.
I'm not gonna
5
say
years.
who, but I
It
know
might-
someone.
I'm saying it might take longer than others.
I don't
but
know anybody
depending on
who-
severity.
I don't know anybody. This is just me personally. I don't know anybody who has been diagnosed with depression and then they one day just don't have it anymore, right?
No, I think it's a slow
Well,
transition. I think it's
not gonna say next day. Change doesn't happen overnight, gentlemen.
I'm not saying overnight either. I'm saying over years. And
Well,
years.
yeah, I will
No,
tell
like-
you after the show.
Well, that's fine.
I don't wanna mention that's
behind
personal.
closed doors.
Yeah, that's personal,
But to be honest, I think it's a slow transition. Yeah, of course.
it is.
But I think
it's
you
tough.
can get out of it though. I think you get out of it.
It's fucking tough.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier said from somebody who doesn't have it. You know.
I mean,
Perhaps so.
I used to be depressed, man. Like really, you know,
Well, you just call yourself depressed, or was it actual depression?
depression for some
That
for some
is-
years.
Because
Yeah.
depression
That's
is a
the
chemical
million-
imbalance.
That's the $1 million question.
I was depressed for like 3 years, solid 3 years.
The
Yeah, man,
medication I take regulates the hormones in my
balance, yeah.
body. You know, it makes my brain function to a point where I am able to go about my day and do what I got to do.
Man, I was
At the very least.
I was depressed for a good
Damn.
solid fucking 3 years, dude. It sucked.
Yeah,
so
dude,
bad.
Isaac was on like a 3x3 room.
no
A
before
cell?
before that.
You in a
Before
cell?
Well-
You got locked up?
that. I was before that. I was way depressed. Yeah.
Not about anyone's living situation, bro. It's a joke, but
Well,
I mean,
I will
yeah.
say this, guys. A little
Yeah.
closing thought here. I want to end off on this. Always do the right thing, no matter what, even if you're hated for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
make sure it's a good business move, though. So I say, if you're in a business, make sure it's the right move, smart move. Even if it goes against morale. I will say that.
So, guys, it's been real. It's
real.
been fun.
It's been real. In
It's
the
been
lab.
real fun.
It's been real in the lab.
I had a good time. So,
Digging in your ass.
no, fixing my boxers.
All right, guys.
These Polo Ralph Lauren boxers.
Well, Brotivators, fellow brothers,
yeah, they are Polo
What?
Ralph Lauren.
there you go.
And
All
remember,
right.
gentlemen, eat.
Lift,
And conquer, baby.
Brotivation out.
Subscribe, like, dislike, all the good stuff.